Today I want to show you a very beautiful orchid, a very elegant orchid. At least it is beautiful for me. This is the Dendrobium densiflorum. You can see the orchid on the screen. It is also called the pineapple orchid because somewhat the flowers look like, as a whole, as a bunch, it looks like a pineapple. The flower shapes are similar to the Dendrobium fimbriatum. You have seen the Dendrobium fimbriatum in one of my videos. The orchid is not that fragrant. This year this orchid has put out 2 spikes. I bought this orchid about 5 years ago. In that year it had bloomed, but after that it totally stopped blooming. I was taking good care of this orchid according to my understanding, but it was lacking something. But this year I thought I should change its water routine somewhat. I used to water it daily and sufficiently. I also had put a humidity tray below the pot, and this year my change in routine of this orchid in the watering schedule has given results. This year it has bloomed. You can see the blooms are not very long lasting. The stem is quite sturdy, it is quite thick. The blooms bloom in a pendulous form and looks very beautiful. The yellow color is very bright and intense. It has a yellow orangish lip just like the fimbriatum. I had bought 2 Dendrobium densiflorums. One is potted here and the other one is mounted on a tree. Each year the densiflorum puts out pseudobulbs from the base of the orchid. Last 4 years this orchid was going on putting out pseudobulbs, but there were no blooms. I used to keep checking the pseudobulbs, the nodes, but there was no results, and this year I got the results. This is the one that is mounted on a betel tree. This section didn't bloom till now after the last when it was bought first, but I am hopeful. I used to keep checking this one too, but there were no blooms. One of the nodes was swollen a bit. It seems that it was planning to bloom, but it maybe aborted the blooming. Since I mounted it on this tree, it will take some time to adjust. It has already grasped the tree with its roots. New pseudobulbs have formed, but this year it skipped blooming. Maybe I'll get the results next year. Let's see. This is another dendrobium that has bloomed in my shade house this year. I received this division from one of my friends. Even she didn't know the name, and I too don't know the name of the species. I searched the internet but didn't receive any results. But this one of the canes have bloomed. There is only one flower and it's very tiny with a red lip. This orchid has a very mild smell. I had to go very close to smell it, and one bad thing about this orchid is that the blooms last only one day. The next day itself the petals had closed up and the flower then died off. To rebloom a Dendrobium densiflorum, the main thing is watering it daily. Drench the orchid completely so that water runs out of the pot. Grow it in bright light conditions. If humidity goes below 50%, place a humidity tray below the pot. No need to fertilize this orchid.